Welcome to another video, guys. Today we're going to be talking about the new fusion that's coming on Monday, and if it is worth your time and resources to actually go for it. There's definitely a lot of intricacies you need to take into consideration when deciding if you should be going for a fusion or not, and in this video I'm going to do my best to help you out deciding this for your account. So I hope you find the video helpful, and if you do, a like and subscribe would be appreciated. And don't forget you can check me out live on stream each Tuesday and Thursday, where I give you guys free account takeovers so you can progress easier and faster in Raid. If you're also thinking about starting yourself a new account, you can use my download promo link, which is going to start you off with 4 amazing champions right out the get-go, and you're also going to have 24 hours to use one of the amazing promo codes in the promo code section, but choose wisely because you only can get one. Now, let's get into the video. So here he is, Granyt Doorkeep, and this guy definitely looks formidable. Feels like Raid has been giving out a little bit too many dwarf fusions too close to each other, like we literally just got Fallen a couple of months ago, but hey, the more the merrier. Here's what Raid said in Discord. Next Monday, September 22nd, we're planning to launch a fusion event of a new champion, Granyt Doorkeep. He's gonna be from Dwarves, Legendary, and he is HP based, and he's also a nuker from what it says. And also based on his skills, we can say he's a nuker, and he is also Spirit Affinity. Granyt is an arena first brawler designed to crack open buff heavy defenses and tear through stone skin stall teams. His aggressive kit brings consistent buff removal, bolstering his allies with powerful offensive buffs and a heavy hitting finisher to close fights fast. Granyt also strips any crowd control debuffs, except for Sheep, from himself at the start of his turn, giving him even more reliability against disruptive teams. Beyond the arena, Granyt also holds solid PvE potential. His multi-hit A1 makes him a strong pick against Fire Knight, while his A2 brings valuable debuffs and utility for Hydra. All around definitely does sound like a pretty decent champion, especially if you're missing some of the roles they mentioned right here. From what I've heard, this is confirmed to be a classic fusion, meaning you are gonna have to gather yourself 16 rare champions, which you're gonna have to level up, rank up, ascend, and fuse into epics, which you're also gonna have to level up, rank up, ascend, and fuse into this guy. So this is gonna be definitely no joke of a fusion. You are gonna have to go hard for it, and it does actually require quite a lot of resources to actually complete, but still I do believe it's gonna be very worth it for a lot of people. More on that later. Let's go through his exact kit, starting off with his A1, your Bard. Attack one enemy 3 times. Each hit has 75 chance, books out to 100, of removing one random buff from the target. Each hit will ignore 20% of the target's defense. This definitely ain't no joke. It's only gonna take 3 legendary skill tomes to book out, and it is gonna be worth it for sure, because having yourself 3 buff strip guaranteed, that's actually very strong. Being a triple hitter indeed is gonna be super solid against things like Fire Knight. Could be very useful for some early game clan boss teams as well, like not even early. He could be downright very good for you if you already don't have something cracked like Titus teams and whatnot. So this A1 for sure does look solid. On the A2 we have Geode Haymaker. It is going to require 5 books to actually get booked out, but again pretty worth it. Drops your cooldown down to 3 and also increases the buff debuff chances by 25%, booking out to 100. Very solid stuff. Back in my day, this definitely was not the norm for legendary champions. Like, they were nowhere near as consistent as newer releases are, but yeah, what a time to be alive. The power creep is real. Attacks all enemies before attacking, places a 50% increased accuracy buff on all allies for 2 turns, and also has a 75 chance of placing a 60% decreased defense debuff and a block buffs debuff on all enemies for 2 turns. Now, the way this is worded, it kinda makes me worried, like, is he attacking first and then places decreased defense block buffs, or does he actually place this thing first? Because it does say before attacking places a 50% increased accuracy buff on all allies for 2 turns, full stop, and after that has a 75 chance of placing a 60 decreased defense and block buffs. I do believe the decreased defense and block buffs is happening after you've smacked your damage, so not ideal, definitely. You would be doing more damage with this guy if the decreased defense has already been applied, so it's not perfect for him to be the one that brings decreased defense to the fight, but still kind of good. But on the other hand, also bringing debuffs, if you're gonna be bringing this guy for PvP, this would be kind of a polymorph magnet, wouldn't it? So not the most perfect combination of skills for your nuker to be bringing these kind of debuffs. Kind of scary for polymorphs in arena and whatnot, but I don't know. In this case, the more the merrier might not be as great, but on the other hand, bringing decreased defense plus block buffs is actually kind of huge. This guy is basically like a nuker Ugo. He brings exactly the same debuffs on the A2, so he would be very useful on that front and things like Hydra and such. And the increased accuracy is also pretty nice because having yourself 50% increased accuracy, that makes the accuracy requirement for your team a lot lower, and you could be concentrating on much more important stats than that in that case, which is definitely nice. It all comes down to what kind of multipliers this guy is going to be having on both the A1 and on the A2, but I do believe he will be able to smack nicely. On the A3 we also have Demolisher Blow. This thing is booking out to a 4-turn cooldown, and it attacks one enemy. Before attacking, remove all debuffs from this champion and places a 15% shatter buff and a 30% increased crit damage buff on all allies for 2 turns. For those who don't know, the shatter buff increases the champion's ignore defense by 15%, and this guy giving that to your entire team is definitely gonna increase your damage by quite a lot if you have yourself several nukers like that. This is basically like bringing 6 pieces Cruel to the fight, which is kind of huge, or more like half a Merciless, I don't know, something along those lines. So yeah, this guy is actually quite the combination of a champion. He's a debuffer, a buffer, and a crazy nuker that has a lot of strip, so all around he is for sure quite the champion in a very small package. Get it? Dwarf joke? Yeah, I'll stop now. Anyway, not only that, he also ignores unkillable, stone skin, and block damage buffs. If the target is not under any unkillable, stone skin, or block damage buffs, this attack will deal 100% more damage. Grants an extra turn if this attack kills an enemy. That is kinda insane. That is kinda insane. It is a single target hit, so this way you basically in PvP will be able to kill off an important nuker for the opponent, and you're also gonna get yourself an extra turn, which is pretty cool. Then you will be able to go with the A2 perhaps and pick apart somebody else. All around, definitely quite the interesting kit for this guy, especially for PvP, but for PvP as well against things like Hydra, it would be very solid. Aside from all the amazing skills this guy has, he also has a nice little passive. At the start of this champion's turn, remove any fear, true fear, provoke, stun, freeze, sleep, and petrification debuffs from this champion. The last one can close the door, is something we say in Bulgaria. That's a lot of things to be removing at the start of your turn, basically making this guy uncontrollable, which is crazy. Increases this champion's damage inflicted against targets with no buffs on them by 20%. Not bad, not bad. And last but not least, we also have an aura, which increases crit rate in all battles by 20%, which is kind of a whatever aura to be having on a champion, really. Where are you going to be using this aura? Like, you either build your nukers into 100% crit rate or you don't. It's kind of a whatever thing, but I guess you could be using it in faction wars and whatnot. When we draw the line, I think for an HP-based nuker, this guy could be a monster, but it really comes down to what kind of multipliers do we see here. Like, is this guy really going to be able to be killing off people in order to be getting extra turns? Is he going to really be bringing a good amount of damage for him to be worth it? But that's the thing, guys. He's not only a damage dealer, he is also a buffer and a debuffer. Like, he makes the requirement on your team to have accuracy a lot lower. He gives you extra crit damage, which is huge. He brings something of a unique buff here, like the shatter buff. Not very many champions bring this to the table right now, so that is very nice. And also having decreased defense and block buffs in the same champion, like this guy takes so many roles. For Hydra, I believe it would be a very, very valuable champion for a lot of people. Like, if you're in your first or second year of raid, this guy is gonna check so many boxes for your Hydra teams, guys. So I really think this guy should not be a skip for anybody who's been in the game for 2 years or less. If you've just started the game, however, it's probably gonna be quite the hard fusion for most. Like I said, it is gonna require a lot of leveling, ranking, and also let's not forget it's gonna take a lot of shards in order to actually complete the fusion. But if you've already managed to farm Nightmare and Ultra Nightmare clan boss on a daily basis, this guy should not be a skip for most people. He's not gonna be an endgame monster or anything like that, at least I don't think he is, but who knows, crazier things have happened. So yeah, when we draw the line, if you're 2 years or less in the game, do not skip, guys. I would not risk skipping this guy on my account as well. I still haven't actually completed Faction Wars Hard, and if I remember correctly, I do not have myself a decreased defense champion over there, so he would definitely be a very valuable improvement. Probably gonna replace my Fallen, which says a lot. And also, let's not forget, Plarium is gonna give us a chance to probably get ourselves a 5-star soul for this bad boy. So imagine you getting yourself a 5-star amazing utility and nuker champion like this. I really believe it's gonna be an insane improvement to most mid players' accounts, so do what you can to get this guy once the events start rolling out. Do let me know in the comments if you guys are gonna be going for this guy. I definitely will, and I probably will be giving you a detailed video about the event calendar once that's out, so I can tell you how easy or hard this fusion might end up being. Hope you found the video helpful, and if you did, a like and subscribe would really be appreciated. And if you haven't started raid, or you're thinking about blasting a second account, use my download link and start raid the right way with tons of extra amazing champions. Thanks for watching. I'm Crystal5, and I'll see you in my next video or stream.